Got a secret. Come on. Let's go find out. Right, I'm off for a bit of a drive. So while we drive there, I'll explain, yeah, what the problem was. I mean, obviously I've started off by telling you it's going to be a simple build. I think that's half of it. It is going to be a simple build, but I've not really kind of told you the truth, as awful as that sounds. I've kind of like, I've maybe not explained it the best way I possibly could. How do I explain it a bit more? Come in the back of my van, let me show you something. I'm going to talk about poo and power, and other things as well, but mainly poo and power. So I said I wanted a simple and lightweight van build. Now obviously I like gadgets, which is difficult for me. There may have been deceit involved. Sorry. I might have to install one of the best power systems that the campervan industry's ever seen. I might need to install 5G, and I might need to install one of the best separating toilets you could buy in my simple, lightweight campervan build. And that's because what I did say is I like going exploring, and I love to be off-grid, out of the way, in forests and remote locations, and having loads of power and loads of storage for my waste is really important. Like, really important. One of the key things that I like to say whenever I go to these remote locations is leave nothing behind. I have a fire, and I make sure I show you that my fire pit has left nothing behind. I don't drop any litter. In fact, I go pick up litter. When Coop was around, I'd have a special sealed dry bag to put his poo in, so that then we'd go somewhere, find a proper bin I could dispose it, and drop it off there. And yeah, I understand some people don't, worry about digging up the ground and pooing in it and dropping toilet paper. I'm not going to judge anybody that does that. But you're leaving a trace. Essentially, you're putting something that is alien to that habitat, and that could mess up that habitat, possibly. So that's why I want to talk about the toilet first, rather than talk about the power, because I just like winding you all up. So what is the toilet? Let's have a look. So I am denied a little bit about the type of toilet that I wanted, and I realised I wanted a separating toilet. I'm not going to call it a composting toilet because that takes a long time, and even the best separating toilets don't allow you to keep your stuff inside for that long anyway. So let's call them a separating toilet. And as soon as you use that word, separate, the first product comes to mind, which is the Tiny by a company called Separate. And in the UK, this is distributed by a company called Woo Woo, who are like the leaders in waterless toilet solutions. And they have just spent so much time on the phone with me, working out which was the best product I need for my van, the size, the amount of storage and all that kind of stuff, that I decided, yes, this is for me. And it also looks like a proper toilet too, which was kind of a little bit important. I didn't want to build my own box and just put a separating top on. I know that is probably simpler for some people, but I'm building it in a toilet, and I may want to remove it, but I also want it to look a bit more normal, if you like. I wouldn't say that I had a major headache in Europe emptying the toilet, and certainly just me in the van. The toilet did last a little bit longer, but I was using pee bottles and things like that, and I'm emptying pee bottles a couple of times a day. and then I've still got to find somewhere to empty the cassette now and again. And then because I'm putting less liquids in the cassette and more solids, that was more of a chore to try and empty that out when I did get to somewhere where I can empty the toilet. So what I've gone for is the best solution. So the poo container has a bag in it. Once it's full, you then empty that bag responsibly in a place where you can put things like that. And then the urine container, you simply lift out, find a grid, drop it down the grid. That's easy enough as well. So yeah, very, very, very happy about that. And like I say, the company I got it from, Woo Woo, are fantastic. They will go through all the options that you can think of. And yeah, it's a bit like van life. They don't mind talking about toilet, obviously, but like when you have a meetup and everyone starts talking about the toilet, well, these guys go into it even more than we do, to the point of saying, just be careful, if women use it, they may need to reposture themselves to make sure that, well, that ones and twos go in the right bit. So yeah, it's cool. But yeah, absolutely couldn't recommend them enough. And this is the product that they've recommended to me for the space that I've got, and for what I wanted to achieve as far as getting rid of the toilet. Getting rid of the waste, not the toilet. I'm not getting rid of the toilet, I've just got it. So yeah, I'll put a link to their website down below, and by all means have a chat with them about toilets. They'll love it. No shit, honestly. Then they don't take the piss either. Right then, so that is the toilet, and I know you've waited ages for this. Let's talk about power. It's enough of me talking about poo. Well, most of you guessed it. Yeah, it's the EcoFlow Power Kit with 6 kilowatt hour of power. So these are the batteries. I've got 3 of those, and I went for the 2 kilowatt hour batteries. Now in this system is just everything you ever need, and you can connect up to 3 batteries to it. 2 kilowatt hours or 5 kilowatt hour batteries, and I went for the kind of like mediocre option. I think 6 kilowatt hours is enough for what I would need to spend a week or so off grid, even if it didn't have any engine power or solar power. So yes, these batteries are amazing. The footprint is only just a little bit bigger than a standard battery, so probably about the same as most lithium batteries, but a standard AGM battery, or the lithium batteries we had last time, which were low profile, came to about there. So there's only a little bit more, and they're stackable as well. I mean, like, it's perfect. They come with all the brackets and everything like that to fit them and strap them down, and then you get all the cables you need to connect the batteries to the main power unit. It's got Wi-Fi in it, so there's an app for it, and you can monitor it, and you can also turn things on and off remotely that are powered through here. I mean, yeah, bye Alexa, all you need is EcoFlow. And then even if you've got your nice little tablet or phone, you've also got a screen that controls it all and shows you all the power and everything. So you can have this mounted somewhere in your van so you can see it all the time, and then you can have all this hidden away so you don't need to see it. Although I do recommend that you mount it somewhere where you can still get to it, should you need to switch it on and off or something like that. However, I am well excited about this. This is me. It's top end Gadget stuff, and as soon as it came out, I ordered it. This is going to be mega to build this into this van, and I don't want to do it any injustice either. So I'll include shots of it in videos where I'm connecting it up and explain how easy it is to connect up. And then I want to play with it, and then I'll tell you what I think, because I think that's the fair way to do it. I'm not being funny, but anybody could install this because all the cables are included. It's easy, but very, very, very well thought out. It's like they knew the industry, campervan kind of stuff, and went, How could we make it easier for everyone to put all this power that they need in, connect the solar, the B2B, you know, have a coffee machine or a George Foreman grill or a microwave or whatever you want. So they've got an inverter in there, pure sine wave inverter, so all your sensitive electronics will be coped with that as well. All the USB needs and everything like that. And then make it look pretty sexy too, don't they? Now you know I've owned up, and my simple, basic, lightweight van build is possibly going to have the best power system that anyone's ever put in a van. So maybe it's not quite as simple as I first of all kind of told you it was. Sorry about that, folks. Kind of a little spoiler, I guess, but there were so many people asking, what are you doing for this and what are you doing for that and what are you doing for this? I was thinking, you probably can't wait for another 4 weeks or something until I get round to that stage. But for now, please don't ask me which 5G you've gone for and blah, blah, blah. Because like I say, everything is either still in a box or I've got it out of the box just to show you. So I'm not quite at the stage yet to say, yes, go out and buy it. But by all means, use the links down below to the EcoFlow, to Woo Woo's website, so you can go check out all the toilets and everything they do. And yeah, when I get round to installing things and, you know, testing things, then I'll give a bit more detail at the time about what I think about that as well. Right, that's enough of me waffling and creaming over my new gadgets and toilet. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, bye.